Let Lita take you on a journey of faith, life, travel, and interior design. Take your life out of the status quo and into 2020. Status Life with Lita is brought to you by Status Home Design and by the law office of Derek M. Hayes at 404-777-HURT.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Status Life with Lita on Business RadioX. We are broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. Lita has over 20 years working as an interior designer. She's now a full-fledged lifestyle expert, podcaster, and blogger. Status Life with Lita will take you on a journey of faith, life, travel, and interior design. Lita's mission is to bring her knowledge and fun teaching ability to help each of us design a life we love. My name is Derek Hayes. I'm the host of the show, and it's my pleasure to introduce the star of the show, Miss Lita Brooks. Good afternoon, Lita.
Hi, good afternoon.
I got through the opening pretty well this time.
You did great.
Yeah, last time it was Lee Turner, right?
Well, you did say that. I didn't want to bring it up.
Well,
So, hold on, I have to interject. So, I was at Status, my retail store, this morning, and someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, leader." And I didn't respond because we're here in the South, and I do get that. And she goes, "Leader, did you hear?" And I said, "Well, I heard it, but I didn't want to say anything." She goes, "Oh, I listened to your podcast yesterday."
Oh, she did?
Yes. And she came up to me and she had heard us kind of joking about that and was making reference to it.
Well,
so
I know
thought that
this
was
time,
funny.
though,
You did
so-
great. You always do so good. You've got a
Well.
radio voice.
well, before we begin, a quick reminder that Status Life with Lita is brought to you by Status Home Design, your one-stop shop for all your home and gift needs, the Status Market, your online shopping experience, and the law office of Derek M. Hayes. Injured in Georgia? Make the right call to the law office of Derek M. Hayes at 404-777-HURT. All right, let's get going.
We got a show.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today.
So let's start by telling everyone Derek's a little under the weather today. So if you're hearing his voice a little bit different,
Little
he's
nasally.
sniffling. Yeah, I can't hear it right in front of you, but when we were on the phone earlier today, I did hear it. So if you're hearing him sniffle and sound a little different, he's got a little cold.
It's not COVID,
No, Derek doesn't have COVID. We're okay there.
so
but-
it's the typical sinus infection that comes with
yeah,
the
well,
winter months.
I appreciate
and-
you being here because I know you have said a few times, oh, you want to be in bed. So thanks for coming for our listeners,
That's
coming for
okay.
Status Life with Lita. We appreciate you pushing through. And I don't know that I could. When I'm sick, we're done. Don't even talk to me. I'm in bed.
Yeah, well, if I stop talking for a minute, it's a sneezing fit. I'll try and turn away from the mic. But
We did do a show when I had COVID
Yes.
with me in bed.
yes, we
Yes,
did.
I was holding a phone. And
Right.
yeah.
Between the two of us.
Of course,
Yeah.
they didn't want me here in where we tape here at the radio station. But I was a trooper, and I was able
Yes, you
to push out a show during maybe one or two. Cause,
Yeah, and as you
know,
said, we were side by side, and you were holding the phone, and we were doing it via cell phone.
well, you're one of the lucky ones that is asymptomatic.
That's right.
So,
I
Derek,
got through it with
with
without
no
any
symptoms,
problems.
thankfully, because we both couldn't have gone down.
No.
That really would have been difficult.
It would have been tough for sure, but thankfully, no fever, no headaches, no
Yeah,
the
you were
change
fine.
of taste or not being able to taste, all those things that people have struggled with, even smell. None of that. Not a single thing happened.
I'll never forget when I had it and I had taken Vicks Vapor Rub and put it all over my chest. I had put peppermint oil. I was diffusing it in my bedroom, and one of the COVID nurses had told me if you have, what are they called, humidifiers, which I didn't.
Yes.
I haven't had a humidifier since my kids were really little. But I said, what about essential oils? She goes, yes, anything. Diffuse. And I had a pounding headache, so I like peppermint oil when I have a headache anyways. It helps. So I was basically bathed in peppermint oil. I was
And Vicks
diffusing it
Vapor.
in the bedroom. I had it all over me. I couldn't smell it. I kept putting it on because I couldn't smell anything. And I
Right.
didn't know I couldn't smell anything because back in March, that wasn't one of the main symptoms. That hadn't really
Right,
come out
right.
yet, right? And I remember you walked in the bedroom like, oh, my eyes. Like, what is
think you-
going on?
You cleared everybody's sinuses
I
within that
know.
zip code with the amount. Yeah.
I had no idea. I couldn't smell it.
Well,
I
the
was-
empty
you know,
case of Vicks Vapor Rub
right.
was a dead
It
giveaway.
was on my feet. It was under my nose. It was, but yeah, it wasn't helping because I couldn't smell it.
Right, exactly. I do
anyway.
remember that.
Yeah.
So that was just part of it. But let's move ahead to 2021
Oh, we
just
got-
for a minute.
yeah.
I know there are a lot of big changes coming this year. So we're going to go back to 2020 in a minute. But let's
Okay.
start with the big changes for 2021.
Yeah. where do I even start? And that's the deep breath here, because this is a big transition for me. We're ending 2020 right now. So if you're listening to this podcast and it's a few months ahead, let me bring you back to what's going on right now. We're almost at New Year, the New Year. New Year's Eve is actually tomorrow. So Happy New Year, everyone who's listening to this in real time. And if not, you will hear this show in 2021 with all these changes happening. But we are physically moving. Derek and I, if you've been following me for a long time, you know I refer to Derek as my sweetie. If this is your first show, Derek is my sweetie, and we are blending. So in December, we purchased a home, and the big part of this is it's going to get a full gut renovation. And you know the interesting thing is exactly what I didn't want. We kept looking for houses. I was like, I don't want a project. I can't. I'm too busy. I've got so much going on. I don't want a project, and I couldn't have bought a bigger project if I tried. I mean, it's like every ounce of this is getting remodeled.
Well, you do projects all day, every day for everyone else, and so I understand you didn't want to start one for yourself. For us, but this house was perfect.
It's perfect. It's beautiful. The bones of the house are absolutely stunning. It's a bit dated. Of course, I'm bringing it up into 2021 and into our style. But what I'm going to do is use this house. I'm going to vlog about the entire thing. So I'm going to take all my readers who follow the blog, all my listeners. We're going to take you guys on this journey. And every single thing I put in the house is going to be for sale on
cool.
Status Market.
Yeah.
So we're tying my home, my personal home, into my career. So Status Life with Lita truly is going to be my life out there for all to see, the new home, everything that goes in it. So if I buy a chandelier and you like that chandelier, go to our website and you can buy one too.
When we talked about doing this, I thought it was a great idea. And now every time you talk about it, it even sounds better.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Yeah. It's a way for people to see things. You know, I'm a teacher by nature. I don't know why I've have this. Maybe it's just my gift. It's something that I absolutely love. It's why I do this podcast. So teaching people how to put things together, color schemes, design, decorating. Before that was my career, I used to teach dance. I was a much better teacher than I was dancer. It's just, this is my nature. Because it's helping. It's giving my knowledge out to everyone else. So this is a little bit different. I've never done something like this. Normally I do an interior design job. And I may take some before, some progress pictures, and then of course I take all the after pictures, and that's it. And I may say, ta-da, look what I did. Happy customers, tell their story. But now we are going to go step by step. Every color, every decision, really, truly have everyone involved. A lot of times if you're following my social media, I'm going to pose questions. Do you like this bookcase or this bookcase? Or do you like this light or this light? Or some of this I know, especially the colors. I don't necessarily want to put all that out there for discussion because if
that bright purple would be great.
Right. Some of this has to be what I want in my home. But my point, this is going to be very interactive. This is going to be a long process too. This is not a quick remodel. I mean, this entire home is going to be, it's in two parts because it's a ranch on a finished basement, and the basement's going to be where the real transformation happens.
Yeah. So clearly I don't have this skill set. I would never profess to know how to decorate, what to do, color schemes, none of that stuff. But there's a humorous story behind this. We kind of referenced it last show. But when I looked at you and I said, well, I want to go paint tomorrow. What colors are we going to paint the bedroom or the hallway?
No, here's how you worded it. Go pick the colors so I can go paint.
Well,
yeah.
Little did I know.
And I mean, my eyes were kind of bugged out. And I went, what? Like, you don't understand. You can't just... And here's the teaching moment for everyone listening. You can't just pick a color. You cannot just, this is the color I want. It does not work like that. I never knew how many shades
of white there are.
Oh, my goodness. This needs to be a very thought out decision, right? And I'm explaining to Derek, no, we're going to do full mood boards. I don't know what the floor. I don't know what the color of the floor. I don't know what furniture is going in here. I don't know what color. I don't know what color the bedding and the drapes. it all ties together. You don't just pick a color. And I've said that to two of my girlfriends separately, and their reaction, one of them, like her head flew back and she went, oh my God, pick a paint color. What is he thinking?
All right, so you used a phrase a second ago.
What?
Mood board.
A mood board.
All right, define that.
Well, the mood board is the concept of the room or the space. So I don't care if we're doing a commercial space, a bedroom, a kitchen, it doesn't matter. Whatever the space is, this is what we call it, maybe more in my industry, we call it mood boards. Pinterest, you can make a board, right?
Okay.
So if you want to do this digitally, anyone can do this. So if you're on Pinterest and you're going to pull together a room, and I even tell my clients to do this before I come over for a consultation. Show me what you like. A lot of times we're changing current style, but I need to know where we're going. If you can't articulate it, show me. And that's what a mood board is. A mood board is going to show me color schemes that you like, color schemes, or furniture. It's going to tell me if you're rustic, if you're industrial, if you're transitional, if you're traditional. Your mood board is going to tell me a lot about you that you may not even understand. You may say, okay, well, I like this sofa and it may have extremely clean lines, and I like this coffee table and it's wood rustic. So I'm going to know how to marry that together just based on your mood board.
And since we've even started talking about buying a house together, you've been putting together a notebook with all kinds of pictures and things, ideas, color schemes, furniture, things that you just talked about. Even the outdoor living area from the pool, from the pool house.
I collect anything I see. I still like a good magazine. I know a lot of people like to read theirs digitally. I do not. I like a good just paper magazine. I fumble through them, take them with me when I get my hair done. Just anytime, going to, before bed, and anything I see that is an inspiration, I tear out, and it's a very organized. There's all the tabs: foyer, living room, dining room, exterior, pool. I mean, whatever it might be. And then that is my inspiration. And so as I'm going through the project, I may pull them all out and physically make a board, but I also have the mood boards digitally. So there are things, if I see something on Instagram, I'll screenshot it. If I'm on Pinterest, but I don't want to print all of those. Right? That's all ink. So I save them, and then if I need one picture, I'll print that and add it to the mood board.
Okay, so Pinterest I'm not familiar enough with, but basically you find ideas and you can pin them to your own page or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in essence, that's
a
what
way
Pinterest
of collecting ideas.
Pinterest started out really as a search engine for everything home and lifestyle, and it's really evolved. It's more than that now. Now you can shop from Pinterest. So, for example, the Status Market, which is my online store, we take the items that we're selling and now put them on Pinterest. So the podcasts are on Pinterest. The blog is on Pinterest. So anything that I do, Pinterest is a really good platform for me because I do so much in the lifestyle category.
Sure.
But I remember before I was even having Status in all the businesses that I have, I had a baby. And 2-year-old, anything, kid, but fun little birthday parties, Valentine treats, cupcakes I wanted to make, recipes, all of that. I could Pinterest a great casserole and get 10 recipes. So it's home, it's lifestyle. And again, now you can shop right from Pinterest.
All right. Another thing I want to talk about real quick when it comes to the house. We've talked about painting and the paint colors and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So explain what the kitchen counter looks like right now.
It's Silestone.
No.
Oh,
what's on the counter? What's sitting on the counter in the kitchen?
Oh, I'm like, Silestone, what do you mean? What, all the paint?
Yeah, yes.
So there's probably, 50
at least
samples of paint. All. I've got some 5 gallons, I've got gallons, I've got quarts, and I've got samples, and I've got a huge fan deck, the whole paint deck,
spread out all over the kitchen counter, which it's great that you've got that central area.
Sure, I've got all the brushes are in the sink, clean as I'm putting paint all over the walls. But that's how I'm making decisions. So I will say this too. This is really interesting. My favorite color, one of my absolute favorite colors, I painted my entire main living area of my current house is not translating to the new house. I thought,
that's
this is
interesting. Yeah.
perfect. I've got it. I'm going to use a Loof Gray in XYZ, and it does not translate. The lighting is different. The trim is different. The flooring is different. The ceiling is different. So you may think, I have this great house and these are the colors. Put them on the wall, because chances are it does not work.
That's another point I was going to make too.
What?
As you walk into the family room, even walking down the hallway, the office, there's several rooms where you've done 4 or 5 different colors. You've just painted, I don't know,
of course.
maybe a square foot area
Yeah.
with all these different colors side by side.
And I'll stare at them and I'll
Let 'em
leave.
dry,
And I'll
and then
stare at them and then I'll leave. And even yesterday, I went back out to the house yesterday just to see the paint colors so I could make some decisions. And then some I didn't like. It was 51. I thought there was a bedroom. I was absolutely certain I had it, and I didn't like it yesterday after that second look. So I pulled the trigger on some. I ordered. I do have a commercial paint account, so FYI, we need to pick up that paint tonight.
Okay.
Because we're going back out there.
Put that on the list.
Put that on my to-do list. We need to go grab the paint. So a couple of the colors I did finalize, and a couple I am still undecided. I have to go back to the drawing board tomorrow because I just don't know.
Well, I think I'm painting on Saturday, aren't I?
That's up to you.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
it may be on my schedule.
Yeah, we'll see.
New Year's Day is reserved for football, but after that,
Good.
back to the paintbrush. All right, well, let's go back for a second
What
to
do we got?
2020. Let's
Okay.
go back to 2020.
Yes.
Because I do want to recap a lot of things that happened, because 2020, as everyone knows, is probably the most unusual, strange year we've all lived through
Yes.
in many, many ways. But let's start by talking about your businesses.
Okay.
And that's plural. How did 2020 and the coronavirus and everything that happened during the course of that year, just kind of give us a quick overview as to how that affected your businesses positively and negatively?
Okay, sure. Well, everything was running pretty smooth up into the coronavirus. And we were on track with numbers, and I own a retail store. So let's start again. If this is first show, just do a quick recap. So I own a business, Status Home Design. So it is a vendor mall, very upscale. It's not like an antique mall, but I've got 70 vendors that rent out space. And I also have an interior design firm, and it is housed within the store. So Status Home Design, large business, interior design firm, and this vendor mall. And they were doing great. My interior designers were busy. Just nothing out of the ordinary. Really a normal year. Excellent growth. And then, March, we start hearing on the news and that this virus is coming. But this was so monumental for me because it was so overwhelming. I cannot stress to you, as a business owner, I think anyone who owns their own business would probably sit in this pocket with me.
As someone who does, I'm sitting there with you. Yes,
it was.
I get it.
The stress of, do I close? Do I not? Do I close? Why would that one decision? It kept me awake. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. The reason being is because this is something that could hurt people. This was a virus, and back in March, they didn't know as much as they know now.
Correct.
And I had the responsibility. I have a staff. And customers come in the store. Vendors come in this store. This is,
there's a lot
of moving parts on this store. So I started getting very fearful every time I would come to work that I was being exposed. It was terrifying. And yet I had some of my staff feeling the opposite way, not wanting me to close. Now, we had not been mandated by the government. We were not on a government shutdown. So the decision to close was mine and mine alone.
And this was mid-March.
The weight of this was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It seems like, just stay open. Well, if you stay open, then everyone in that store is possibly at risk for getting the virus.
Sure.
And if you close, these people that depend on Status and me for putting food on the table, now they don't have money.
Yeah, families.
It was awful. It was awful. So I made the decision, and it was an awful day. I cried. I even did a social media post and had to cry. Literally, I got through the post with my quivering lip and tears.
It was a video,
right?
I
It was a
remember.
video, and we closed the store, just making the decision, and that was on a Friday. Monday, I tested positive for corona. It was
right.
like, it was just, okay, That's the reason. Thankfully, and not thankfully I got it, but thankfully I closed.
Correct.
And then I don't know how soon
it
after that.
It was right after that. That was on a Monday when you tested, and
it was
you were
Monday. When did
you didn't get your results back for 12 days? Maybe?
Yeah.
So Monday you tested for it. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. It was very quick after that. Was when they
the government shut down.
Mandated the shutdown.
Okay.
Correct.
Then I finally just took a breath of fresh air.
Right. It justified your decision.
I just wanted somebody to make the decision other than me, and it finally
right.
was. So then I had it, but we were government mandated shutdown. So then I got to recover, and that was the best time to get it because we were shut down, and everybody was shut down. I mean, you weren't going out, you weren't getting groceries. I mean, we were shut down at that point. So anyway, moving forward, I recover. I didn't need the hospital. Go back and listen to that show. There was 2 shows, I think, where we specifically went through my coronavirus journey.
Like we referenced earlier.
Do you want to hear it? Go back and listen to the shows. We're not going to go through all that. We're talking specifically about business. So I get better, and we're still shut down. This is mid-April at this point. And my seamstress, I have an upholsterer seamstress who works in the store, and she came to me and said, I want to sell masks. And I said, no. I'm not selling masks. People are giving. I was thinking almost just to the first responders. That was the only people who were wearing masks at that time because everybody else was shut down. And she said, no, I want to sell masks. I want to sell masks. And I said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. And I thought about it for almost a week before I even came up with this. I'm going to put one video on social media just saying that we're offering this. And if it falls flat, so be it. That's it. I almost thought it was going to fall flat. It went crazy.
Right.
Crazy.
And the reason was it wasn't your typical paper disposable throwaway blue and white mask. These were really cool. They were designed very well.
Sure.
And they were stylish with the material she used and the pocket part of that. Talk about that for a second.
Well, she put a medical grade liner on the inside of the mask, so you could put a filter. So yes, but here's the thing. We were getting ready to open back up, and people were calling from all over the United States. So now people are listening to this going, I have 3 masks in my purse. Yes, we all have. You have masks in your car. You have masks in your kitchen. Like right now, a mask is something like your keys. You don't leave home without. But this is back in April, and we weren't wearing them yet, and no one had them. We couldn't,
Yeah, you couldn't find them.
You couldn't find them.
Correct.
And people were calling. I would probably spend 3 to 5 hours a day on the phone. And I got to the point where just leave messages, and I would take a bank of time, and I would answer. She was sewing till 4, 5, 6 in the morning just to fill the orders. We were shipping them all over the United States.
Right. And you couldn't keep them in the store when you would do the curbside.
The curbside. Pickup. So you take your order, and then we had times where I would go to the store and do a curbside pickup. I mean, they would be half a mile long, lined up in their car just to pick up masks.
I remember. I was there a couple of times
crazy,
with you.
but that saved my store.
Right.
That we weathered the financial storm by selling masks. Never in a million years. If you had told me in 2019 that financially that's how I was going to get through 2020, an interior design. When she told me, I was like, we don't sell masks. No, I don't think so. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. It helped her. She was sewing. I mean, we, financially, like I took some for all my work and facilitating all this, and then she, took half for actually physically doing the work, and it saved my store. I mean, it was an absolutely brilliant retail move. And then we were able to open back up. We still sell masks, and now they're just so cute. People buy them, even though you have masks, right? Reasons. We buy them for stylish reasons. But anyway, that's how, and so May 15th is equally as hard as that decision was to close the store. I had to make that decision again to open the store. And the night before we opened was another sleepless night. So all of you people out there that are listening, the wannabe entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs are shaking their head going, oh, sleepless nights. I know what that means. Right. And those of you who think, I'm going to own my own business one day, let me tell you, you don't sleep that much.
No.
And you don't sleep that much from the stress. That is what the decisions, having people's, who rely on you for employment. I mean, the weight of that, I take very, very seriously.
Right, it's your livelihood as well as all those, like you said, that work for you.
So we put all the social mandates in place. You helped with that, Derek. Derek is an attorney, and he looked up what I needed
law.
to do
Right.
on the current law. And you and I went in there and we wrapped all the water fountains. We put 6 feet stickers on the floor. We
Signs on the
restrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, we did cleaned. I mean, we brought in all the cleaning supplies. I mean, and we still do that. I mean, the staff keeps it clean. Signs are on the restrooms. We're not using water. We took our coffee station down. I mean, we're still very much socially distanced.
Trying to follow as best you can the guidelines,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, one of the things that I remember, and I'm sure you do as well, is when you did those curbside pickups, the number of folks that would get out of their car and walk up and ask to come into the store.
Yeah, that was.
Remember that?
That was really interesting. People. This was late April, moving into May. The weather was beautiful outside. It was spring, and we had been shut down here in Georgia since mid-March. And I know different states are different. Everybody opened up at different times. But for here specifically in Georgia, we opened up mid-May. But I remember being in there and I would just be filling orders. You would be in there with me, and that people would knock on the door and say, "Can I just come in? This is my favorite store.
Yeah,
Can I just walk? I'll wear a mask. Like, please. I just want to get out. I just
Stir
need
crazy.
to get out of my house. I'm stir crazy. That's the word.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. And I remember too, you were doing videos of booths. You would feature a booth every day and just do a quick video for Instagram, all the social media platforms, and people would see things and call and either say, "Hey, I want to buy this that you showed in this booth." But there were others that, "Oh, I saw the video. I want to go see that booth."
I know. They just wanted out.
Yeah.
People
That
were
was
just
the excuse
dying
to
to
get
get
in.
out of their house. Yeah. And the booths and that, I really wish we could have done a lot more. When we shut down in March, that was the intention. We will do videos every single day. We have our online store that really took off during Corona. I know you had asked me about all the businesses, and we haven't even touched on the market. Well, people were online shopping, and so that was really a good time. We had just launched in December, so come March, that was really a good time to get some traction. But we didn't get as much of the booths done because I got sick. And then when I got better, it really turned into the masks. Better was I could sit on the phone for a little while and then I needed a nap. Better wasn't necessarily that I had the strength to go in the store and be on camera and shoot videos. I mean, it was a very, very slow recovery.
Oh, it was. It was. One other thing too, just since we're talking about the store, and things that I've learned from you, is furniture being ordered, especially ordered from some of the vendors.
Yeah.
The fact that you can't get it, or the delays in trying to get furniture.
Yeah. Right now, it's an industry problem. We, a lot. Sorry, guys, everything doesn't come from the United States, but some does. And the lines that we carry that are manufactured here in the United States, they're delayed because all the lines coming from overseas are pretty much shut down. We get a lot from China, we get a lot from India, we get a lot from Vietnam, and those ports, I believe, are not open. And if they're open, it's very, very limited.
Right.
They may send a container per month, where they used to ship a container a day. So they're not manufacturing. Their plants are shut down. They're still fighting the virus too. And so again, us here in the United States, the lines that we carry are inundated right now because all the stuff from overseas is not coming. So we're having that trouble everywhere.
Right.
But having the vendor mall, it's been really nice because so many vendors repurpose and repaint and reupholster. And so that's been a really neat business model to be in 2020, because if we're having so much trouble getting the new stuff, we've really seen the old stuff and the repurposed stuff surge.
And that old and repurposed stuff is phenomenal.
Oh, gorgeous.
The things your
Yes.
vendors sell are incredible.
Yes.
One of the things you talked about too is the manufacturing plants here in the U.S. There are many of those that shut down as well.
Right.
It takes one person on the line to shut down the entire plant for a period of time, a week, couple of weeks, whatever it may
Any
be.
business. I mean, our local Burger King was shut down a few weeks
I
ago because
remember
one of the
that.
employees, I mean, I get it. The bank, my mom tried to go to her bank and she came into status. She goes, my bank is closed. And she didn't know why. And then I heard, because I'm in the community, somebody had COVID. And so everybody had to go into quarantine.
Right.
I get it.
And then another kind of point on the same topic is the government here, at least in the state of Georgia, and probably in some of the other states, wasn't really as clear as you would think they should be or potentially could be when it came to mandating the shutdown, but even just as importantly, allowing you to open back up. There was never really an official, hey, guess what? You get to open back up today. It kind of evolved into not only you, but every other retail store starting to open back up again without some sort of official announcement.
They were real specific about restaurants, and they put everybody in phases, right? We had a phase 1 and a phase 2, and restaurants, gyms were able to open back up, and they had these very specific guidelines, but they said nothing about retail, nothing. And stores just started opening. The mall, that
Just
was the
tempting
big one
fate.
for me, because we're one exit from a very large mall, and we saw on social media, Facebook, like, the mall's opening, and I went, what? Are we allowed to open? I mean,
Right.
And we just did. We had no guidelines. We had no rules. I was just following suit. I still have not been told that I can be open.
Yeah, and the difficulty is so many retailers were allowed to maintain or to continue to be in business and stay open because they were considered to be essential.
Right.
So, again, the definition of what became an
What became
essential
essential.
retailer
Sure.
as opposed to a non-essential retailer.
Right.
I mean, you could throw toilet tissue on your shelves and food on your shelves and say, oh, I'm essential now.
Yeah.
I sell necessities.
My store is located right between a Home Depot and a Kohl's. I'm in a large plaza, and those are the two anchors. I've got Home Depot. So, of course, Home Depot is essential. They deemed
Yeah, they
that,
stayed
right?
open, right.
And because they sell plumbing.
Yeah.
And if something happens in your home, that was one of the reasons I heard they were essential. I mean, of course, it's electrical and things for your home, but Kohl's is not. So Kohl's was completely shut down. And I think, too, going back, if I can remember, when we heard Kohl's was opening is when I decided to open. Like, okay, they're my neighbor. If Kohl's is opening, so am I. So, and we just opened.
I
No
remember.
one's ever told
Yeah,
us any different.
that's it.
So I've been open since May.
As
and
long as you've been open, nobody's come knocked on the door and said, oh, by the way,
you're not supposed to be open. But let me jump ahead and just finish out the year. But sales were phenomenal. We have had our best year ever. And I know you expect certain growth, but this has been 10 times the amount of growth since we opened back in May. Not only did we make up the 2-month deficit that we're closed, we have surpassed that by 25%.
Which is terrific.
But yes, people were just absolutely wanting to get out, wanting to work on their homes. They'd all been quarantined for 2 months.
Yeah.
So being in a home
Right.
retail store, I mean, that was the best business. I don't know that clothing would have mattered. I think we all gained some weight. I know that I have. Nothing fits. The last thing I'm buying is clothing. But my home, I'm working on.
Well, yeah, when you're staring at those walls every day, all day, because
Yeah.
you're not allowed to go anywhere, and you think about either painting or changing the furniture or the decor, whatever it may be. So speaking of decor, I do want to jump back into 2021 for a minute.
That's forward, not back. We're going forward.
We're going to move forward. We've kind of gone back into the recap of 2020. If there's anything else you want to talk about, I'll be happy to cover it, but I do want to jump ahead briefly to 2021 because I don't think we talked about your style when it comes to 2021 and the new home and the vlog and the blog.
Okay.
And Status Life with Lita and all the ways to follow the transformation of the new home.
All right. So we touched on the fact that I am going to use the new home as the blog and the vlog and the podcast, right? All the things that I do. So 2021, it's very pivotal for me. I'm doing a huge remodel at my physical store. So my vendor mall is now being rebranded as the Shops at Status instead of sitting under the Status Home
We need an
Design
applause line
umbrella.
now.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'll do it myself because Mike's probably not ready for an applause. Can't throw that on him.
Well,
Anyway, so there it is. Okay. Sorry, Mike. Derek just dropped that. He wanted an applause right there. So we're rebranding. So right now, everything was sort of married together. Let's use that as a reference. So Status Home Design was the name of the store, but it's relatively confusing. Are you a furniture store? Are you an interior design firm? Are you a vendor mall? Well, we are all those things, but it was never clear. So when I opened the store 5 years ago, we were one-stop shop, okay? But it's even hard to articulate. You do so much. What do you do? We do it all. Okay, well, that's great. But now we're going to clean it up. I'm so excited. Shops at Status is our vendor mall. Status Home Design is my interior design firm. So there is a portion of the store. Come January 1st, we are closing it to renovate it, to completely gut it. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's going to be a full-fledged furniture store and an interior design firm. I have 5 interior designers that work now in the firm. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to clean it up. We're going to clean it up on social media. So the Shops at Status will have a page, the interior design firm. So my online store, the Status Market, is now that's going to marry with my interior design firm. So
Which is
not
great.
only, yes, thank you. Not only products that I use, we talked about that. So if I put up a ceiling fan or put some home decor, buy a sofa, that's going to be on the Status Market. All the interior designers and the projects that they do, you will be able to follow them and go on the interior, on the website and purchase the items. So everything is going to be streamlined. Everything is going to be cleaned up. I cannot wait. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a tremendous amount of work. And on top of that, we've already talked about the new house. So the new house and the mood boards is going to tie into all this. So Status Life with Lita. That is my new venture. So I have a store manager handling the shops at Status. I have a store manager handling, or interior design manager handling Status Home Design. I am moving into Status Life with Lita full time. Do you know what that means?
That means you're going to be spending a lot more time on it.
A lot more time.
And that's
I'm
great.
really going to put myself and my voice behind the blog. Right now, if I could break down my day, I probably spend, or my week rather, I probably spend 30%, more than that, 40% on the store, 20% on the interior design, maybe 10% on the podcast, 10% on the blog. It's just not enough. It's not enough. Status Life with Lita, it's me. And with the new house, I'm super excited. I hope you can hear it in my voice. Like, I can't wait. It starts on January 1st.
I know.
We're sort of launching
real.
this today, right?
Yes.
So Status Market in Design, that is the interior designers and the online store. And everything that I'm going to feature is going to be sold there. So it's going to be super exciting. It's going to be a labor of love, literally, because I'm moving. And I currently have to live in a basement while I renovate the first story.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I'm going to do it. I'm going to blog about it. Like, look at my little cot in a basement while I renovate upstairs.
Right. And the urgency is kids are going to be starting school there.
It is. This is a different county. So we're moving and school starts next week. So I've got to go live in the basement with the kids. But
that's okay.
I'm going to do it. And everybody's going on this journey with me, you guys. So I can't wait. But it's going to be a lot between the store and the rebranding and the website and the house. I mean, I don't know. Somebody asked me early, again, I was at Status before I came here, and one of the vendors said, I don't even know how you sleep at night.
Well, I was going to say, you could lecture on time management for hours.
We'll do another show on that. But I said, how do I sleep at night? Right now, I'm sleeping 12 hours because I'm so exhausted. Like, it's the opposite.
Yes.
It's not the stress. I'm super worn out because I'm doing so much.
Right. By the time you finally do get in the bed, it's easy to just collapse.
I'll give you a little snippet of my day yesterday. So I had to wake up, grab my coffee, sat at the computer for 2 hours. I had to do bills. I had to do a payroll because people need to get paid. I've talked about that. Like, I have a large staff, and we have every 2 weeks I have to sit down and do payroll, and it's not a quick process. You can't make a mistake. I have to check it and check it and double check it, right? So I do their payroll. Then I get dressed real quick, feed the kids. They're there. I have to pay attention to them. Hello, I have children in the house. Get the kids ready. Then I go to Status because everybody's physically moving in this transition. Drop off boxes, handle 20 things, go out to the new house, finish painting something, take my moving boxes. Then I come home. Then there's a sitter, get pizzas for everybody. And then you and I go out mattress and ceiling fan shopping. Like, that's my day. It's like literally every single thing that I do makes up my day. So that is exciting and it's wonderful. And it is the life of a mother and an entrepreneur.
And I strongly encourage everyone to start following Status Life with Lita.
Please
it's
do.
going to be an amazing
Please do.
journey.
I can't wait.
Just the transformation itself. Of course, I'll be living it with you, but for those that can vicariously live through it, I'm looking forward to all the videos, the paint selections, the floor selections.
Derek's my assistant. I had him go to the house and prime the other day. I was like, hey, I need you to go prime the bedroom and a few of these bathrooms so we can start painting.
Assistant project manager.
You're my
that
assistant.
sounds good.
Oh,
assistant project manager.
That's cute. I'm going to put that on your name tag. Well, you're my assistant here in the podcast, so it's very fitting, right?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. We're going through life together.
Yes. You're not my partner, though, in the house. Let's just be real clear about this.
I learned
okay?
that.
You're my partner in life, but when it comes to the house, that's mine.
But I get my closet.
You have a closet.
I will absolutely have my closet.
Yes, that's fine.
And I can do whatever I want to.
You can put your Alabama gear in the closet and nowhere else.
Okay, fine. Well, actually, we do have separate master bathrooms.
We do. This house is very unique. It's very, very cool. And again, Status Life with Lita, it's going to be on Facebook and Instagram. Those will be the number one places to see it. Of course, I can talk about it here on the podcast, but if you need to go see it and watch the videos and follow this, you have to follow my social media to do it. But and the blog, Status Life with Lita, right? That's going to have all the pictures. But it's a ranch, like we talked about, but it's got his and hers master closets and bathrooms. We don't share a bathroom anymore, which is wild because we've been house hunting for a year and a half.
Yes,
and I've never seen in all the houses that we looked at, I've never seen a house. I've seen different vanities, but I've never seen actual separate bathrooms. I've even seen separate closets, but this is really unique. So go follow a video, guys, because I'll show you how it's all laid out.
All right, before we close.
What do we got?
Tell everybody about all the ways to follow you.
Okay.
The website, the Status Market, all the things.
All right. Well, I just said Status Life with Lita. That's the number one way. Follow me personally. Follow the transformation. Follow all the things I've got going. Be a part of it with me. I'm going to ask questions to you guys, and I want your feedback. And my store, the Shops at Status, and my interior, the interior design firm and the online market, Status Market and Design. Everything has a Facebook page. Everything has Instagram. Just Google Status and we all pop up. Yeah. All three, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And go through all of it.
I even have a Google page. You can literally Google Status and I pop up first. So that you Bing, I'm on all of them, right? It's just Status. So.
Well, start watching the vlogs.
They're
going to be coming soon. Well, thank you so much again for joining us on Status Life with Lita, presented by Status Home Design, the Status Market, and the law office of Derek M. Hayes. Don't forget that you can enjoy any of our episodes anytime by visiting BusinessRadioX.com, selecting the Gwinnett Studio, and then clicking on Status Life with Lita. This program is also available on your favorite podcast app. Until next time, for Lita Brooks, I'm Derek Hayes, and you've been listening to Status Life with Lita on Business Radio X.